Same old phone? Nah. Upgrade to the new Galaxy Z Fold 7.
Chewy believes all pets are exceptional, especially when you feed them vet-recommended Purina Pro Plan.
Scale, I won't be a pound heavier. Not
Trolley, eat me!
Reading on the go? Free ebooks. It's on Prime.
we've been called out. There is big drama afoot. Oh my god, this video has almost 1 million views. What the fuck? Okay, maybe I'm stretching. It has a 700,000, but still. Ludwig complete. Completely misunderstood me. I thought Ludwig and Hank had beef. Turns out they just had a burger. Okay, so a lot of people been sending me this video saying that me and Hank Green have beef. So this is my reply to Hank Green. Let's kick it off.
I got a phone call from Ludwig from video games, and I want to go through how I would have handled that if I'd had a little bit more time to prepare. So let's watch the video.
I did a fast food challenge where I had to eat a lot of fast food and I had gained.
And I want to go through.
Let's kick it off.
I got a phone call from Ludwig from video games, and I want to go through how I would have handled that if I'd had a little bit more time to prepare. So let's watch the video.
I did a fast food challenge where I had to eat a lot of fast food and I had gained weight. And she said it doesn't work like that. Anyway, I posed a hypothetical. I said, if I eat a 1 pound burger, right after eating the burger, I'm 1 pound heavier.
So this has been sort of
By the way, yeah, you are. Talked about this Cutie and Maya. You are. Because matter can't go anywhere. And you know what Cutie's argument is? First off, prove it. Literally eat a 1 pound burger and then put yourself on a scale. And I said, well, scales are a little finicky. And she goes, well, aren't you a bit nervous?
If I eat 1% of my body weight. Weight in nachos. So I'm 220 if I eat 2.2 pounds of nachos, which is not hard. I could easily pull that off. Am
2.2 pounds of nachos?
I 1% nacho, which if
Oh, that's a good question. Hold up. Before he answers it, if I eat 2 pounds of nachos, because I'm a stinky 2, am I 1% nachos? Yes. And if I eat 220 pounds, I am 50% nachos. And the nachos takes over my body. And she said, no. Some of it is lost and in the air.
Okay. I don't know where some of it is lost and in the air. Might have come from. Oh my gosh, this is Hank from the future. And I figured it out.
Hi, future Hank.
Cutie, Ludwig's girlfriend, is right. What she
Sorry. Don't like how this is starting.
She was talking about, I think, is that when you cook a 1 pound burger, you do not end up with 1 pound of burger because some of that did get lost and is in the air. So there's water that's in there. that evaporates. There's chemical reactions that happen. Some of that gets into the air. Some of it's left on the surface of the cooktop. So
No, she dead ass thinks if the burger weighs a pound and I eat it and I put myself on the scale, I won't be a pound heavier. Not like it loses a pound before we weigh it. Like it weighs a pound and then we eat it. And here's the thing, most scales that I have will prove her right. If I eat a 1 pound burger, right? If I use one of those food scales to weigh it and it's a pound and I eat it all and I fucking tank that and I put myself on a scale, it's gonna be like a 0.9 pound increase because scales are super inaccurate. And then she's gonna be like, told you so. And then so there'll be no point because I will have suffered through a 1 pound burger, which is insane. I would need like a really good scale. I would need a really good scale. But I feel like if I just hold the damn burger, that proves the point. Whatever. Just ask your vet to use the scale. Okay, so I'm sorry. You want me to go to the vet without my animal, without my dog, with a 1 pound burger. And I say, hey, could I use this? And then proceed to chow down a 1 pound burger in front of them? That would take me so long to do. They'd be looking at me for so long.
an important thing. There's a bunch of stuff in food that isn't food. We know this. There's a lot of water in food. So that's not food. That's water. That's what you drink. That's not what you eat. You don't get calories from water. It's important, but it's not food. There's also air in food. Like imagine that fluffy bun of the burger.
Yeah,
and there's
that's
indigestible
true.
fibers in food, though probably not a ton in fast food. And as for air, when we think about losing weight, this is where the weight goes, and that's wild. So of course we lose weight by losing water, by peeing and sweating and stuff, and we lose weight by pooping. But actually, like if you're talking about losing the fat in your body, which is mostly what we mean when we say losing weight, but also, you know, the muscles, that can also be part of losing weight. Not ideally, but it usually is. What's happening is those tissues are being broken down and used for energy, and where that mass actually goes is very strange and surprising. It is exhaled in your breath, which is why when you work out a lot, you breathe more because you're burning more energy. You need to take
So he's saying, even though I take awesome big dumps from my butt, those pale in comparison to the amount of weight that I lose breathing. So why not just hyperventilate? Would that not just simply make me lose weight faster?
At IHG Hotels and Resorts, you can explore the neighborhood or live
more oxygen in, and you need to breathe more carbon dioxide out. And that carbon in the carbon dioxide is part of the mass. Now, also part of the mass is water. So carbohydrates are carbon and hydrates, hydrated carbon. Don't think of them like they're carbon with water on them. They're carbon that has done chemistry with water to turn into a totally different thing that is
Carbohydrates are carbon dioxide in water? He lied. Lost me. How do they hydrate the carbon? If I wet a diamond, can I call that a carbohydrate?
Proteins are a little different. You get carbon dioxide and water and ammonia. You have to get that
Guys, I'm
nitrogen
paying
out
attention.
somewhere,
Stop
which
talking
is
to me.
why you pee out urea. So you also pee out
What? Pee out urea.
some of the chemicals when you break down protein. Now you know all of that. So it comes out in your pee, comes out in your
I don't know
sweat.
anything. What does he think that I know? I don't know anything. I piss, I poop, and I sweat, and I breathe. Okay. Got it.
It comes out in your poop. You lose mass because you actually create stuff like the stuff in red blood cells. That stuff will break down and that I think ends up in your colon. Some of it. Anyway, it comes out all the places you would think, but a lot of it comes out in your breath, which is wild. And that isn't just the water that's evaporating. It's the carbon in the carbon dioxide that was once part of carbohydrates. But this is minuscule and not affected on the micro scale.
So you get rid of carbohydrates through your breath? Do you get rid of fat do I breathe out fat? He said protein's different. Am I breathing out fat? You do. Don't type that, right? What was that about? What did that mean? Maybe you do fat ass. Oh, okay. So someone did it subtly and you thought I'll just fucking barge in. Fat is broken down to make ATP. Oh, ATP.
In a day and a year, that it is a significant amount of mass that's leaving your body. Speaking of mass disappearing, isn't it freaking annoying?
Hank, I don't mean to interrupt your ad.
Of mass.
Bargain. Fat is broken down to make ATP. Oh, ATP.
In a day and a year, that it is a significant amount of mass that's leaving your body. Speaking of mass disappearing, isn't it freaking annoying?
Hank, I don't mean to interrupt your ad, sell your product away. You once told me that you had an idea to do candles, amazing ideas across the country. That was my first thought.
Oops, you get a discount.
Have it as lost in the air right after you eat it?
Yes. And I'm saying I'm 1 pound heavier. And if I were to weigh myself on a scale, it'd be 1 more pound because we have to keep the pound.
Yeah. I mean, you're always losing a little tiny bit of mass every time you take a breath.
So that's what I mean when I say that you always lose a little bit of mass every time you take a breath.
I knew about this.
Which is wild. It's true. It's both water that comes out and carbon dioxide.
Depends whether or not.
Because dogs can't sweat. So they're only using their breath to breathe it out and their shit. Dogs can't sweat. They're like cheetahs. Don't fact check me.
There are basically two versions of this. So say that there's a pot and you put water in the pot. The water is in the pot. You wouldn't say that the water isn't in the pot. It's not like sitting on top of the pot. It's in the pot. So if there's a burger inside of me, then it's inside of me. It's not like sitting on my cells. It's encapsulated by the unit of the body that I imagine is me. And this makes makes sense. But also, there is a tunnel through a mountain, and if you are in the tunnel, you're kind of in the mountain, but you're kind of in the tunnel. And that's how I imagine the body. And so it makes total sense to me that you could imagine this either way. And it doesn't matter which way you imagine it. But I will say that the cells of our skin are called epithelial cells, and the entire digestive tract is lined with epithelial cells. Embryonically, the same layer when you're developing in a womb, the same layer of the germline cells that becomes your skin also becomes the tube. The very first thing that an embryo does, like a human embryo, is it forms a little donut, forms a little hole. The blastocyst has a little hole in it, and that hole is the digestive system. That's the thing that it becomes. And so it's easy to argue that there is a tube of outside that runs through your inside, and that is your digestive system.
Oh my God, fuck. He doesn't stop.
So you think you know Wix, but do you really? First up,
I'm talking. I'm sorry. What the fuck? We have a donut that's called an embryolus. What's Brostiolis? He said 3 Pokemon in the past fucking 10 seconds. Donut. Got it. You start as a mouth and a butt. So he's saying that the stomach is a tunnel and food is just going through this tunnel that's in our body. Kind of like all of them. Well, I mean, like a more clear one. A sea cucumber. Okay. Pause. So he's saying we look like this, and this is us, and there's a hole in the other end. But we're just a fancier version of this that looks way less like a shriveled old penis.
It is also selectively permeable. Not everything you put in your mouth gets absorbed into the body. And like the skin is also selectively permeable. The tube is also filled with stuff that isn't me, definitely genetically. Like all of the microbiome of the gut is not me. It's other organisms living inside of me, and they're not in my body. Now there are also microorganisms that live in my body, but these ones don't, and that's the vast majority of the cells of the microbiome are inside of the digestive system, and they're outside of the body. Like, they're not in me. They're not in my blood. They're not pumping around.
I feel like he's not taking ownership here, because by his logic, he's saying his poop isn't his. It's not him. Poop is not you. Oh, so I can go poop.
The microbiome of the gut is not me. It's other organisms living inside of me. and they're not in my body. Now, there are also microorganisms. It's other genetically, like all of the microbiome of the gut is not me. It's other organisms living inside of me, and they're not in my body. Now, there are
I want to make a list.
also
I mean to do this
that live in my body, but these ones don't, and they're not in my body. Now, there are also microorganisms that live in my body, but these ones don't, and that's the vast majority of the cells of the microbiome are inside of the digestive system, and they're outside of the body. Like, they're not in me. They're not in my blood. They're not pumping around.
I feel like he's not taking ownership here, because by his logic, he's saying his poop isn't his. It's not him. Poop is not you. Oh, so I can go poop on the desk of a judge and I can sit there and he goes, "You're in contempt of the court." And I go, "No, I'm not. That's not mine. That's not my poop." Even though he watches it come out of my own ass. Nope. Sorry, you've misunderstood me, Judge. That poop came from outside of me, and it stays outside of me. This has never been my poop, and never will be my poop. This is your poop now, Your Honor. And I walk out like it's a fucking Jim Carrey movie. Some people's butts smell worse than other people's butts. Yes or no? But he's saying their butts don't smell worse than other people's butts because it's never been their
It gets absorbed.
hole to create smell. Fuck, what's going on right now?
You don't get to count that until it gets absorbed by the body.
So you're saying it's the equivalent of holding the burger in my hands?
I love its equivalent of holding the burger in my hands. This is why you're not 2% nacho, because you're 0% nacho. What you are is the cells of your body working together to make you happen. And the food in your stomach is not yet that. It's going to be turned into that. It's going to be turned into the stuff that is actually constructs those cells and powers them. But if
so how much nacho do I have to eat to become 1% nacho? Because eventually I should become some percent nacho if I eat nachos every day. If I eat 1,000 pounds of nachos, eventually I'm nacho.
not that, then it's not. I'm not nachos. I'm
Fuck! Damn it! Okay, fine. You're not nacho. Fine. I'll give it up.
never any percent nacho. I
Son
am
of a bitch. Okay, fine. You are never nacho.
only ever the cells that are using the nachos for parts and for energy.
If I were to weigh myself with a burger in my hand, I'd be a pound heavier.
Yeah.
But that doesn't count because it's in the process of being digested. And until it's digested, it's not part of my body.
That's a good way of putting it.
Oh my God. So she's right?
So then Ludwig said, oh my God, so she's right. And I did have to hit them with this.
No.
So I
Well,
slept on the
yes.
couch for nothing?
You're both wrong.
Or they're both right. You know, this isn't science. This is semantics. And I love semantics because it gives you a chance to talk about science. And that's what I just did.
He didn't say you're both right, by the way. I know he's adding that in this fucking video. Actually, what he did is he said that my body is a tube that is run. I'm wrong. Right, Samantha? Nope. He said we're both wrong.
Is correct. Yes, it is lost and in the air or on the cooktop. And in that case, she is correct.
Fuck this. So the 10 fucking minute video is she's right, I'm double wrong? This is bullshit.
Used semantics, like a silly semantic conversation to talk about anatomy and physiology, which I think is cool. And otherwise, you probably wouldn't have listened to. So after Lugwig hangs up, this is what he says.
The digestive... This is bullshit.
Used semantics, like a
This is bullshit.
Used semantics, like a silly semantic conversation to talk about anatomy and physiology, which I think is cool. And otherwise, you probably wouldn't have listened to. So after Lugwig hangs up, this is what he says.
The digestive system is a tube that is inside the body that lives outside the body. What did he fucking say?
I said, it's a tube of outside that runs through the inside. You're a donut. A weird donut.
He keeps, you see this? I feel deluded. He keeps calling me a donut, saying I'm wrong. You're a weird donut. We're all donuts? That doesn't make it better. I don't want to be a donut with you freaks. Sorry. Let me pull back. You guys are donuts. I'm not a damn donut. I'm not a damn donut. Maybe y'all are donuts. I'm not a donut. Topologically speaking, you're a donut. If you're in my
Don't
chat,
listen to this fool.
I know
You
damn
can
well you
become
know
anything
nothing
if
about
you
top.
eat enough of it.
Kermit!
For example, my wife ate so much sushi on spring break in Miami that she became then genius.
You just got taught. That's different.
One of the miracles of God, Kermit. Gaslit?
You did not get gaslit. You just got taught. That's different.
It's just a whole. My God. Next time I'm going to fight with Cutie, I'm going to drop that line. That line will hit. Babe, you did not get gaslit. You got taught. That's crazy. That's a crazy line. That's a crazy line. So you're telling me I called Hank Green and he said you're nothing but a hole.
That's not what I said. You're everything but the hole, Ludwig. This is what you took from that? I'm nothing but a hole.
I'm nothing but a hole to be filled. I'm nothing but a damn hole to be filled, and anything I fill it with, I don't become, so might as well fill it with everything.
No, you're all of the parts except the whole. You just have a hole that's a hole of outside. It's epithelial cells and it's selectively permeable.
But like the hole of outside is more than a hole. Like the hole matters a lot because I can't swallow cyanide in the hole. If I swallow cyanide, I die. So am I part cyanide? Because it's semi-permeable. Does anything not get absorbed? Corn. If I'm a donut, does that mean that I only have one hole now instead of two holes? Because the mouth hole and the butthole would be the same hole on a donut.
And I have a meeting I have to go to. That's what that noise was for. Thanks for watching.
Feeling empty inside. I'm just a hole. Being full of yourself. I own a hole. Building up yourself in your community. My tiny associates and I maintain a whole. You did not get gaslit. You got taught is so brutal. That was crazy. This is so bullshit. I'm 0% nacho. I'm a fucking donut. My girlfriend is right and I'm wrong. And I'll never be nacho. Son of a bitch. You aren't a nacho, but you are a torta. Okay. Well, thank you, Hank. That was a treat.